Hey everyone, so for today's video, I'm going to be bringing you a review of a pretty highly anticipated product that you guys really wanted me to try out. I actually posted yesterday on my community page. I was like, hey, do you guys want me to try the new Colourpop stick blushes? And you guys were really into it. So I've been trying them out for a while. I wanted to give you guys a review as well as a demo, as always, to make sure that you knew how it applied to my skin at least. And of course, I also picked up one of the highlights because I was interested in the highlight as well. I've really been enjoying cream products in general, and you guys seem to not mind that I'm doing a lot of cream product videos. I've done blush, bronzer, and highlight cream product videos recently. So if you're looking for one that really works for you, definitely make sure to check out some of my other videos. But today we're doing a really affordable review. I'm really excited to share my thoughts with you guys. So if you were one of the people super excited about this video, definitely make sure to give this video a thumbs up. That way I know, and I hope this video is helpful. Definitely make sure to subscribe, check out some of my other videos if you enjoy it. So with all of that, we will jump right in. These products retail for $18, and let's see how much product you get in here. 0.28 ounces in here, so it's definitely an affordable product. I really enjoy the packaging on both the highlight and the cream blushes. It's the same, it's very sturdy, and it feels almost weighted, which is kind of interesting to me since this is such an affordable product. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Kaja. The packaging really reminds me of something that they would come out with, and it feels substantial, doesn't feel cheap, and of course the packaging in general is really cute. I like the touch that they made on top that you can see what colors they are, or at least the names, but the actual stickers don't match what colors they are, so it is a little bit misleading. All three of these retail for $8. You can get these individually, but you can also get these in a pack. So you do save money when you buy them in a, I believe they're a trio, but I'm the kind of person, I'm so picky with my blush shades and my highlight shades, so I decided to just kind of build my own. And there are 18 shades, I believe, in the blushes, which is amazing. That is really a lot of different shades for a variety of skin tones, so that's really awesome. And they came out with 8 cream highlight shades. So again, we're looking at a pretty big shade range. This is a pretty big launch from Colourpop, so I'm really excited about the shade range. Let's first start off with the blushes, because the blushes are what I'm most excited about. I've been trying a lot of cream products lately, so I have a lot to compare to, a lot on my mind. I have the shade Roosevelt as well as the shade Invite Only, and I will insert swatches so you can just see them on their own. I was most excited to try out Roosevelt, which I felt looked like a very close dupe to the Nudies Matte and Sunkissed from Nude Stix, and I recently did a video about that. And this one in particular, the shade is very, very close to the Nude Stix Matte Sunkissed. So if you're interested in that shade, not a very waxy formula, and it's not something that feels really chunky on the skin. I'm not sure if you've had this experience with some cream blushes that it feels like almost like you're putting putty on your skin. There's almost a thickness that is really off-putting about it because it ends up looking apparent on the skin. And when I go for a cream blush, it's because I really want it to melt into my skin and look very natural. But I really like that this is a thick product, but it's not thick on the skin whatsoever. I definitely feel it on my skin more so than some other cream blushes that I have, but it's not a very heavy product. And I wanted to jump on here and show you a demo really quick of how I think the best way is to apply this. Definitely do not just swipe it on the face. That's typically not the best way to apply any cream product. It works really well when you dab it onto the skin, stipple it with a brush or a beauty blender. I've had good luck with both of those methods. I went in with a brush and it gave me a really nice diffused effect. I definitely think that it blends really well when you do that. I do think that with any cream product, you have to make sure that you are blending very gently on the skin. I did notice when I was using more circular motions that I was picking up foundation, and I don't think that that's necessarily the blush's fault, but I do feel like if you weren't careful with this blush, it could end up picking up your foundation if, again, you did just swipe it on the cheeks and pat it in. I don't even necessarily recommend patting this in with fingers. I think these, again, work better with a tool other than your hands. In general, I do like the blend when I have a brush on hand, and I really like the pigment of this. There's a decent amount of pigment in here, which I'm actually surprised about. You know, sometimes you expect drugstore more affordable products to be a little bit less pigmented, and this definitely is not the case. So if you're looking for something with some punch, I do think you're gonna have luck with a lot of these shades. And the way it ends up looking on the skin, I feel has a satin finish. It's definitely not as dewy as I was expecting it to be. It looks very natural on the skin, but it's not a very dewy effect blush. So if you're looking for something with a little bit more of a satin finish that looks very natural on your skin, for example, if you have combination or oily skin, but you want to dabble in with cream products, this looks really good. But if you have dry skin like I do, I don't think you'll have any issues with it skipping over dry patches. For the wear time, I am pretty impressed with the way it wears actually. I do feel like as the day goes on, it does get a little bit more heavy, but it's not necessarily super unflattering. I feel like with any cream products, you do have to realize that it's going to wear closer to a foundation or a concealer product rather than a powder product, which a powder product tends to just kind of disappear onto my skin. But with this cream product, I just feel like it does start to look a little bit heavier around the 8-hour mark. It's kind of with the territory though. I don't think I mentioned the shade Invite Only. This one I really like too. It's more of a pink orchid shade, and I think this is really nice if you just want a little pop of color. Because these are so pigmented and because of the formula, I think they work really well to just add a little bit of pop to the cheekbones and the apples of the cheeks, and it looks really nice and natural. If you're looking for an affordable satin blush with a lot of different shades and you want something pretty blendable, I think that this is a really good option. I am interested in trying different shades, so if that's enough of a reason to pick one up, I do recommend these. As for the cream highlight, I have the shade Bullseye, and again, same packaging. This formula to me is a little bit different than the blushes. I was expecting that creamy formula that didn't feel super heavy, but I do feel like this cream formula has a little bit more weight to it, so that on the skin, it doesn't necessarily look heavy, but it is more apparent. There's definitely a little bit more bling to this highlight. I was expecting something a little bit more dewy, a little bit more natural, but this is definitely not the case with this highlight. I actually find that it gives my skin a little bit of a twinkle. I do think that there is a little bit of glitter in here, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. I actually think this would be really pretty if I wanted to do cream products but wear this at night. I think it would look really, really nice. And if you like something with a little bit more punch, I do think that this is a good option. This to me leans more metallic and glittery than it does dewy and natural. But again, I don't think it's necessarily a bad product whatsoever. The wear time is really nice as well. This shade in particular is a little bit too dark for me, but I think in the summer, if I want a little bit more punch to my highlight, if I am a little bit more tan, I think I'll be reaching for this. Now for on an everyday basis, I would probably go with something else. In general, I really, really like these. I think the blush sticks are really nice, and I definitely recommend picking one up if you were looking at them. If you guys have any other questions about these products, definitely let me know down below. I'm always here to help and happy to help. I know a lot of you guys were excited to see what I thought about these, so I hope this video was helpful, and definitely make sure to give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it again. And I hope you'll check out some of my other videos. I have plenty of videos on cream products, like I mentioned for like the 5th time. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. I hope I'll see you in my next video.